Oftentimes, you hear aspiring founders pitch their idea like this. It's like Clubhouse, but there's this other part that's kind of like TikTok. And then when you're on the site, you can also live stream or chat or visit other profiles or send people crypto, etc., etc., etc. What I hear are a bunch of features, not ideas. Jason Fried, CEO of Basecamp, calls that version infinity. All the things you could possibly ever do. But that doesn't mean it will ever or should ever get done. The mistake is starting with version infinity instead of launching version 0.1. Oftentimes, people don't realize that what they really need behind their business is a solid, simple concept that's going to improve people's lives. The idea should answer the question, is there a new, concrete, and doable way to help people? When you start off with that question, suddenly the path in front of you becomes so much more clear. Here are the 3 most valuable lessons that I learned when I launched my version 0.1. The unscalables. At the beginning, you can't scale up because you have nothing to scale. You don't have a bunch of customers or a growing community of users. So what should you do? You have to go out into the world and find people who are interested in the solution that you're offering. When my company first started out, we walked from law office to law office, manually signing up people to be listed on our directory where they could find new clients. This on-the-ground fieldwork is really common in startup culture, but it seems daunting because you're interacting with individuals when you think you should be getting thousands of visitors to your app. But without your very first customer, how do you get to your 1,000th? In the early days of Airbnb, the founders would come and stay with each host, write a review, and take professional photos of their space for their website. This helped them establish trust and get hosts and guests excited about using the service. My business started to take off when we completely embraced the human-to-human experience. We would host dinners and parties where we would get to know our potential customers. These dinners had a 90% close rate and helped us figure out what our niche was going to be. There's no way to scale up human-to-human contact. All you can do is be present, open, and communicative. There's not a single line of code that can replace that experience. After a while, you'll see your hard work paying off. From this process, users will tell their friends about your product, and you may start to see it grow exponentially. And that is the right time to invest in scale. Innovation is creation's offspring. How many times have you seen a flashy ad for a startup and had absolutely no idea what the company did? And then 6 months later, you never heard about that company again. This is another byproduct of not starting with version 0.1. Instead of building out the concept, the company jumps to aesthetic goals, marketing spend, and making a stunning website. I call this beautiful procrastination. It's a way to feel like you're stimulating growth, but you're not actually building something people want. What should happen is this. You create an idea to help people and then share that idea with others. You implement it with the resources that you do have. That means doing scrappy things like using a free website builder, meeting prospective users in person, or working out of your parents' house to lower your burn. Eventually, this hard work will lead to organic growth, and innovation becomes a necessary byproduct. Your company has grown so much that, of course, now you need specialized software or a marketing campaign or a physical space for your employees to work out of. Innovation isn't the starting point. It occurs by default, from your continued commitment to just being helpful. The key is transparency. If you subscribe to any streaming service, you know all about the genre of content that I like to call startup implosions. The Dropout and We Crashed both explore startups that crashed and burned in spectacular fashion. These two businesses, though completely different in their markets and goals, both fell victim to smoke and mirrors. They hid behind startup glamour to compensate for not having their idea fully validated and with weak unit economics. We can use Theranos as an example. This infamous health tech company went under while trying to develop technology that promised to accurately diagnose a patient with just a few drops of blood. The company realized that their goals were impossible, but wanted to hide that from customers, VCs, and even their own employees, which was literally putting people's lives in danger. But the stakes don't have to be so high to show the efficacy of transparency. This all goes back to the unscalable. Successful businesses know their customers and want their customers to know them. Not only does being transparent help the customer-business relationship feel energetic and optimistic, but it also keeps you motivated. When my company started building in public, it made me more accountable to keep going, make progress, and share the voices of the real people working behind a fast-growing startup. Thanks for watching. I'm Raad, and I'm a startup founder and CEO, and I love talking about growing your company, building in public, and staying happy and healthy during all the highs and lows. Like and subscribe to stay in the loop when I release my next video. Peace.